I'm pretty sure there's no rules against that, right?
There isn't any. Technically.
That's awesome.
So quickly here, I drew a sketch of a plane of Zack, and this is something. Do you envision yourself?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Do you envision yourself flying in a plane like this?
What the hell is that, Hash Bro? Tell me why he's like underwater.
No, that's the sky. That's the sky.
Oh, that's the sky? It's about to go down.
The point of the pilot is to stay inside the plane.
Oh, so you got to sync with your shit.
Birds move their ass, like in a way where they can like basically soar. Yeah.
I guess I've never been bird watching before.
No, it's in a science video where I watch bird asses. No.
Have you witnessed any like I don't know, like I don't even know if you believe in like UFOs or anything like that? Like anything weird, anything suspicious?
I definitely believe there's something out there.
Everybody's here, finally joined. Our guest joined before our co-host.
I don't want to talk about it.
But wait. I was going to start the intro.
That's all right. He's already fired. Don't worry about it. He does this every time.
That's his bit. He always leaves every episode. I swear he does that. But yes, our guest. Or no, actually.
You got an intro for our guest? Or
you got an intro for the show?
Kind of.
Wait, what do you
rough.
mean,
I've been practicing it, but I didn't know how I wanted to go about it. I didn't know how you guys were gonna feel about it because it was kind of sexy, but I didn't want to get too sexy with it.
Oh, you can get homoerotic, man. Good, get with it.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the VR Experience, the #1 podcast in the Metaverse. I am your host, Hash Brown or Tim. Or you can call me Hash Daddy or Salt Pappy. Just kidding about that one. That name's already taken. And with me is Flex or Pappy Flex. And then Young Mac, he's just our typical off and on, water boy, I guess you could say. But with us, we have a special guest. You can find him in the sky or you can find him on the ground. He's going to college for aviation, I believe. Without further ado, give it up for Zack Welch.
How's it going?
Yes, my man. So, you last past couple of months that I've known you, you've been in and out of Amazon. And I've talked a bit about that. And that is kind of where we've met. And
how did you two kick it off? Like, what did you think? What was your initial thought about this guy when you first saw him?
Honest opinions.
I think we sat next to each other in training.
Yep.
I don't really remember the first time we talked or anything, but we just got along throughout training, and then we happened to get put with the same company.
Yeah,
friends from there.
Yeah, it was by chance. I feel like the time everybody, not just us, but like as a group, we all connected was when we were doing the driver's part of that training, like where we had to drive in between cones and like we just kind of
you guys had to do like a driver's test basically, like
it was
super
easy. Yeah, so you just drive him like serpentine between cones and then you reverse between those cones that you drove.
Dude, I would be so screwed. I could not reverse.
No, it's literally not that hard. They got good mirrors, like you see pretty much everywhere, and you got a camera that's facing in the back, so like you don't have to use the camera, but it's there if you want.
Oh, does it also have like the little patterns where like it like guides you? Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
I can do that.
Even young Mac here could do it. And that's
I'm a good driver.
Yeah. That's what I say. You can even do it. Yeah.
I'm leaving.
But yeah, that's kind of where we kicked it off, and we just kind of like, I barely saw him, so the times when I did get to see him, I would go right up to him and catch him up on like the past meetings and stuff, and then from there, I think like we got done at the same time one day, and then we just like stood in the parking lot for a couple of minutes, maybe about like 30 minutes at most, talking, catching up, exchanging numbers, he says he likes to golf. I say I like to smoke cigars. So it was just kind of
perfect combination.
Yeah. So then I was just kind of like, dude, we got to hang out sometime. We haven't yet, but we will.
Me knowing this guy for a long time, I'll bet you're probably like, when is this guy gonna stop talking to me? When you guys first started talking, because this guy just rambles on and on and on and doesn't ever stop.
Okay, to be fair, I was much younger when I met you. I was probably about like 19 or 20, just out of high school. So like, I had high school mindset. I was like,
you were totally different when I first met you.
Yeah,
I wish I had a picture of it.
And asshole, the first thing you asked me is something about something I loved, which was RuneScape. Dude, it was a game that like my life evolved around, and so he asked me that, and
just by staring at him, I could see RuneScape all over him. He had like the whole like dorky like RuneScape like full send
nerdy
glasses,
Harry Potter
glasses, everything. I was like, this guy's in a RuneScape.
Yes, but enough about us. This is about our guest and who's here, and we gotta show some respect. So anyway, Zach, let's start from the beginning. What inspired you to want to major into aviation?
Yeah, that's a good question. When I was like 17 years old, I took a trip to meet some friends that I had met on Discord, and gaming friends. Took a trip to Vegas, and that was like my first time on a commercial aircraft. I remember the first time we like took off, I was like looking out the window and I was just like loving every second of it. And when I came back from that trip, I was like, this is something that I'd really like to do. Like, just started from there, Googling aviation opportunities. How do I get going? How do I
So just from that flight, you fell in love with it? Like,
yeah.
So, have you ever jumped out of a plane, like skydiving?
I have not, but I do think that would be an experience. I would love to do it one day.
Is there a requirement to have, like, if you wanna like fly, or no?
Like if you want to fly a plane that jumpers jump out of?
No, or just fly a plane in general. Like, get your license. Is there a requirement to like be able to jump out of a plane? Like, you never know, man. What if it go like?
I don't think so.
It's about to go down.
The point of the pilot is to stay inside the plane.
Oh, so you got to sync with your ship, basically, being the pilot.
Well, you got to try to pull yourself.
Oh hell no! I'd be jumping out of the window or something. You guys.
So you see, that'd be you as a pilot. You'd be like experiencing some inner turbulence, guys. Fuck this shit.
I'm out of here.
Just open up the hatch.
It's a good thing I took those jumping lessons. That's why. I mean, I would assume.
Oh man. Just send like 900 people into the ground, bro.
I mean,
or not 900. We don't have that many people. But like 30-some people into the ground.
I mean, they'll never know. Dude. You're the only one that survives it. You're the one that tells the story. No, that's horrible.
Disappeared into the ocean.
No, but how deep like are you into this class or your schooling for it?
Yeah, I'd say I'm like a good 3/4 of the way through. I think I have about another year left. I'm really just trying to grind out flight hours. Once I reach enough flight hours, I'll get my commercial license and I'll be eligible to go get a job.
So how many hours do you have to complete?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it's like building blocks on getting your pilot's license. So your first is your private license. So you can fly, you can't make money flying, but you could fly like your personal aircraft or your company's aircraft, or you could rent an aircraft. And the next step is like your instrument, so you can fly in like clouds and stuff where you can't actually see. Just use your flight instruments. And then the next step is your commercial license. So it's like you kind of build up to it, and then once you reach it's 250 hours. Once you get to 250 hours piloting the aircraft, you get your commercial license. You have to take a test, but
so how many hours have you flown already?
I have about 150 hours in the plane right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow,
so
amazing.
I've been flying for about a year, and I've gotten about 150 hours. So I'm hoping within the next year I can finish up my last 100.
So you know the whole thing with like trying, like you said, flying in the clouds. You know how to use your instruments to get around and whatnot. Is that hard to do? Like, or
it is a little bit more difficult. So when you're flying and you're looking outside, you got the horizon right there. It's pretty easy to tell, am I pitched down? Am I pitched up? Am I banked left? Am I banked right? But when it's just white, you're in a cloud. It's all feeling. It's like you have sensories in your ears and in your nose, and all of that is how your body
Whoa.
tells,
That's
like if
amazing.
you're upright, sideways. So it's pretty
That's
Like-
crazy.
So have you experienced like any like turbulence up there in the sky?
Oh yeah, almost every time I fly, we get some turbulence. It gets bumpy up there. I've hit my head on the ceiling of that plane for sure.
Really like
Wait. You don't wear helmets or nothing?
I don't wear a helmet in my plane.
No.
Well, he's not flying in
I
military.
mean, dude, I was like, my bad. I'm thinking of Top Gun. I'm thinking
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in the like a jet.
Okay,
Jet
by
or
the way,
something.
that's how I introduced you to them. I told them we had a pilot from Top Gun
He's
coming
like,
in,
bro,
and so they
he's
were
like,
they were real
Maverick is
hyped.
getting on as a guest. I'm like, what?
So they were all for that. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah, you did.
Yeah, so he
it
bamboozled
was-
us. But that sounds cool. You said like you can go sideways. Have you ever gone sideways on your aircraft?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
To get my private pilots, you have to do a 45-degree bank for an entire circle both ways.
Okay.
Whoa.
But
So
not
your
a,
bank's
like a
45 degrees.
360. No,
No,
like.
no,
spe-
yeah, not a 360.
I was gonna say that would
Not a loop, you mean, but just like
Yeah,
a generic. Yeah.
Yeah, so like picture you're banked like 60 degrees, and then you did a circle.
Okay.
It's like it feels a lot of G's. You feel like 2 or 3 G's on that, and just like a small
Okay.
trainer aircraft.
Dude, the feeling, it's gotta be like so amazing. And I've never been up there. I mean, I've been in a commercial flight, but I never obviously experienced, with like smart planes, you probably feel more of the, like you said, the G's and everything.
Mhm.
Like the only thing I can compare it to is like driving a motorcycle.
Or
like a-
I guess you could say a roller coaster in the way it whips you around, like you
I
feel
guess,
the
yeah.
G force pushing and pulling on you. That's kind of, but like, how does it feel for you up there? Like, have you had any crazy experiences like on G force or anything like that? Like, have you ever got like anything?
You
I
haven't
don't know.
passed out or anything, right? Or got close to? Nothing like that, nothing crazy.
One of my first couple flights, though, I would always get like sick.
Oh,
I
really?
eventually got used to it a little bit more, but it is kind of popular with like pilots getting started out. Some people just really can't handle the elevation change. They just get sick every time.
Right,
Hmm.
right.
Wow.
So
Wow,
luckily,
that's-
I'm not too much like that. I can handle it pretty good.
Yeah.
The only time I really get, it starts messing with me is when I'm like clogged up, which they recommend not to fly then anyways.
I feel like I would get butterflies up there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. I'd
Definitely.
be scared.
especially when
You know,
you're
I
in a
get ner-
cloud, dude.
I get nervous, and I've been flying for a whole year, right? I go take off by myself, and I still get nervous up there.
Well,
Dang,
oh
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Speaking of which, you sent me he sent me a picture of him up there in the sky today, so we could use it for a thumbnail, and like
Wait.
you can see the wind blasting
He
at
was-
his hair.
He was flying and like
Yeah, he was-
flying
he
and,
was
and
texting while
texting at the same time. No, is that legal? I'm pretty sure there's no rules against that, right?
There isn't any. Technically.
That's awesome.
I
Technically,
got
but that was
autopilot.
yeah. See,
So how high up in the air do you have to be? Like, what's the minimum, I guess, that you have to be up in there? I don't know.
That's a good question. So the rule in most areas is like 500 feet above any like trees, buildings. Now that's pretty low though. If you lost your engine at 500 feet, you'd probably crash and you ain't gliding very far at all.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's where you jump out, man.
Right.
Tuck and roll.
But it was a very
So-
different. I flew in Colorado for a little bit in Denver. So taking
Wow.
off like here in Michigan is at like 1,000 feet, and in
Oh,
Colorado
wow.
we're taking off at like 6,000 in elevation. So it's like it's
So you're
extremely
going-
different. Just like the
Wow.
pressure, the temperature, the elevation.
And that's the
everything
lowest
makes
you
me
can be
pull
up
my
in the air,
aircraft.
right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
1,000
Okay.
feet.
See, the
Wow.
reason why I asked that is because I have an aerial drone. I do like photography on the side, but I was always concerned. I was like, because the max I think you can fly is 120 feet or 120 meter or 150.
I think about 300 feet in the air, maybe.
Is
you
it?
think the drone goes up that high? It looks
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it goes
yeah.
up pretty high.
Okay, it could go up to 200, 250, and I was always
Yeah.
concerned that it was gonna fucking smoke somebody, like have you driving by or something, just smoke my aerial
Oh
drone
my
out of
gosh.
the sky. I was always concerned about like safety hazards for people flying around. But like you said, the lowest that the people go usually is 500 to 1,000 feet. That's a lot more
Yeah.
than an aerial drone.
Because-
Well, it don't matter because I think they have that rule because you guys have radars, right? And they pick
Right.
up things. So wouldn't it pick up the drone if it's like
in
within
the
a certain
air.
distance?
Yeah.
That's a good question. We do have like radars on our plane, so I can see like all the other planes. I can change it from like a mile radius to 10-mile radius. I do think if you got your drone up high enough, it might pick something up.
And is that an issue for you or?
Personally, I haven't had much of an issue of it. Now, I know that there's not really any drone fields or places to fly that near my home airport, though, because I've looked.
Okay.
Oh, that is true.
So in the sky, have you ever like experienced like a goose or a bird coming at your plane? Have you ever smoked an
Just
animal?
poof.
I have been like a couple hundred from the runway coming into land, and there'll be some birds that are coming up, and we bail out because if I hit a bird, that could be some major damage. I might crash land. Birds are like one of
wow.
our top most dangerous things to encounter in small planes.
So
that's
it's
worse
not
than a
like a
deer.
bug hitting your windshield. It's like you're coming in like 150 plus miles per hour. That could mess up your whole propeller, and that would send you like veering.
Oh yeah,
Oh man.
yeah. I could crack my wing. There's been some crazy stuff that's happened with birds.
But you can see them ahead of time. Like you can see the duck flying towards you. Like
Usually you can if it's clear out and you're flying. With the
yeah.
visual flight rules. There's no clouds or anything.
Huh. That's interesting.
So how is the college work on all that look? I'm curious. Like how does that go into it?
Yeah, that's a good question. There's a couple different options. There's if you get a 2-year aviation degree, so let's start out with there's a 1,500-hour requirement to go to the airlines in America.
Wow.
You have to fly for 1,500 hours before you can go to the airlines. So if you go to
Right.
a 2-year aviation and you get a 2-year aviation degree, it drops that amount of hours that you need because you
Mhm.
went to college and got some education for it, right? And then there's the
Okay.
4-year degree, so it drops the hours even a little bit more.
Do you know by how much? Like each, like every single one, like 2 to 4.
I
How
think
many
it
hours
goes
does it
down
drop?
to 1,250 hours and then down to 1,000 hours. So
Oh
it
man.
drops by
Okay.
250 hours for each 2 years of college.
Nice.
Wow.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I forgot what I was about to say.
Talking about college work.
Right. So last July, the airlines actually dropped because pilots are a big shortage. They're really in need. They dropped the 4-year
Mhm.
college requirement. So right now, you could get into the airlines without a college requirement, without a
What?
college degree.
You know why that is?
Wow.
Why are they so short on people? Is it because of COVID or what?
I know COVID had a big fact on it, or a big factor because they forced a lot of pilots to retire because they weren't
Whoa.
working. They
Really?
still had to pay them, so they were kind of like offering big bonuses to retire. So they got a lot of pilots out. And now they
Oh,
need a
okay.
lot of pilots.
Those
Oh, wow.
fools.
Why would they do that? It's
Like,
kind of like
yeah,
at my
get rid of the
workplace. Yeah.
experienced people. Let's have some rookies come in. But I trust Zach flying a plane. I wish you would have told me about needing a person to take pictures of you. I would have been out there taking pictures of you, if you would have said something. But
What's the
next
biggest
time.
aircraft that you piloted before? Like what? Like how many people can you take on board?
The biggest one I've flown is like a smaller multi-engine. It's about only like an 8-person aircraft, so it is smaller. I haven't really flown too many larger aircrafts yet. But I'm hoping once I get that commercial in about a year, I'll be
8-person
eligible to go
aircraft.
fly
That
about
seems pretty
anything.
big to me. Wow.
Yeah.
You think you'd be willing to take all of us out for a ride? That'd be
do
sweet.
a
That'd be
barrel roll.
cool. Do barrel? Do that
Dude, that would
360?
be fun.
Have you ever done a barrel roll? Like where you just like upside down and then like rotate back up, or no?
Yeah, where I fly right now, they have some utility aircraft, so we're able to do some spins and some rolls. It's pretty fun.
That's
Utility.
That's dope.
That's
I don't
Utility,
have an
as in like
acrobatic license, but
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you need to have a license for that. I didn't know.
Wait, so
Yeah,
I have a
you've never-
question real quick.
Go ahead,
Zach,
go
I have a
ahead.
quick question. So, in like games, I know you're a gamer because you said you played, and then I wouldn't
But look
consider
at his
him a
setup,
gamer.
bro.
He's complete trash. I wouldn't even consider him a gamer.
No, not even
But
close.
I
have
like
you
GTA
ever?
5.
Yeah, with little kids. But anyway, when you're when you're flying, like I don't know if you've played a flying simulator or like the airplane simulator. But
Yeah,
when you're
like-
flying and I had the remote, everything was inverse. So if I went to the left, the plane went to the right, and if I went down, the plane went up. Is that the same on a real plane?
You mean like with the joystick and like how you?
I think the only
Yeah.
thing that happens in real life, and correct me if I'm wrong, that when you go down, the plane goes up, and then you go up, the plane goes down, right? That's the only.
Inverted
difference?
controls, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So when I fly with my yoke, I push down, and that makes the plane go down.
Okay.
But it makes my elevator go up.
What's an
When you say
elevator?
elevator, like what do you mean by that? Because in my head, I'm thinking you got a small elevator in the back, like a cockpit
So
or
when I
something.
pull back on my elevator is going up, which is making the plane go down.
So that's like the wing, you
Hmm.
mean? Like the wing in the back?
Right, yes.
Oh, okay.
So I got my
That's
wing here, and then you got your elevator back here.
okay.
Oh, okay. Technical terms.
Yeah, like
I had no
you've
idea.
ever okay, so like
I
with
do know what he's
birds,
talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Birds, they have like with their tail wings, like birds move their ass like in a way where they can like basically soar, Yeah.
I guess I've never been bird watching before.
No, it's in a science video where I watch bird asses. No.
Perhaps, yeah.
No, it's just like they're also on their wings, like their wings also like are shaped like an airplane's.
Mhm.
So like, more air picks them up than pushes them down. And it also like determines on where their, wing is angled. It's kind of like what he was talking about, the elevator type of thing.
Is that true? Fact check that. Yeah.
Fact check.
All right.
That's what he means by the elevator.
So everything is correct. Like you turn the steering wheel left, the plane will move left.
Yes. Everything is straightforward in my plane. So I'm not
But
sure
is there
what happened there with that game.
must have been the
Just-
control? Because even like when I was younger, I don't know if you've ever played like the Google Earth, the simulator where you're in the plane. It had the same controls. You go left, and the plane went right. You went down, the plane went up. So I was just
Probably just had
wondering.
inverted settings on, dude. Like-
No, that's how it was for every computer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
God.
Have you ever played those? Oh my gosh! Speaking of simulators, did you have to do like a simulation flight before you actually got in a plane?
Yeah, nice.
No. Believe it or not, no. The
That's
first time I flew
surprising.
a plane, I flew it, yeah.
So like you mentioned to me before, it's kind of like driver's training. They just have a experienced co-pilot with you while you're flying.
Right. So like the first couple times I flew, my instructor would take off and land, and I would get the controls up in the sky. Anyone can kind of fly around in the sky, what are you gonna hit, right?
Right.
You can
Right.
you can
straightforward.
turn left, right, go anywhere as long as you're not breaking the plane. Not gonna hit
So I'm guessing
anything.
he's got some kind of like kill switch just in case like you're getting out of hand.
Kill
Yeah,
switch.
yeah.
Yeah,
Shut
yeah.
them
Going
off
in hand,
real
he's got a
quick.
little switch, like all right, that's it, man. Get out of the steering wheel.
Like if you were to panic or something, he could take over with
Yeah.
his.
Yeah, it's just like the driver's training cars with 2 steering wheels and brake pedals. They have the exact same controls on their side in our plane.
I didn't have
Okay.
that.
Duplicate.
That guy was shitting his pants when I took my driver's training.
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, their cars just have an extra brake for driver's
Yeah,
training. They have an
that's
extra brake.
what he had. Extra brake,
Yeah.
that's it.
Mm.
No steering wheel though. No extra steering wheel.
That's funny. Okay, so like have you ever what's the craziest thing you've ever experienced up in the air, Zach? Like you were telling me a story a couple weeks ago about it. Would you like to let's share it with our group here?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the first times I went flying here, I was flying in Michigan. So on the thumb in Michigan is pretty much all military airspace. For people in
Okay.
America, they know where Michigan is. The thumb of Michigan,
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah,
all
where
military
Flint and all that
airspace.
is.
Right. I was flying up near there one time, and I remember you can fly through military airspace legally. The only time you're not supposed to do it is when they ask you not to. This is in use. Please don't fly through here.
How
So
would
they
they
didn't.
ask you? Like, just
Yeah, they'd put out a NOTAM. So as a pilot, I have to check a lot of things before I can go fly,
oh, okay,
and I would
like a
see it in
pre
there.
list. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So you're up in the air at this point, just cruising.
cruising around, and I remember we see like a balloon ahead, and then all of a sudden we see like a couple light waves like going at it, and we weren't really sure what it was. It wasn't scary or anything. But I remember we turned around because we were in the military airspace, and we started exiting the airspace, and somebody came on our radio and started bitching us out. They were cussing and stuff, and they told us we needed to exit the airspace immediately. They were not happy.
What the?
I know. We got down
Wow.
on the ground and we did a little Google search, and it's like some experimental laser guns that they're testing out here in
Dude,
the
it's
Laser
a-
guns.
alien. It's an
I
alien
know.
technology, bro.
It's crazy.
They have that. I'm sure they do.
You can look it up. It's like the Marine Time Laser Demonstrator or something. I was looking at it. It's pretty crazy, dude.
That does sound wild.
Huh.
I just
Man,
remember
they're
like
shooting it at you?
they weren't shooting at me. They were shooting it at like a balloon, like a target practice.
Oh,
The
and you
Chinese
can-
spy balloons.
Yeah, yes, they were trying to. They're preparing for that. They're preparing for that.
They were.
It's crazy. They probably thought you were a Chinese, spy flying overhead.
I know. It
Man,
was
that's
one of the craziest experiences. I remember getting on the ground and like talking about it with everybody. Everybody just could
Did
not
you
believe it.
communicate back with them while you were up in the air? Be like, oh, sorry, bro. Like, so my bad. I'll get out of the out of
My
your hair.
instructor was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry. Like we're exiting the airspace. It didn't say this was active. We didn't get in trouble, so
Oh, that's good.
at
Can you
least we didn't
imagine?
do
on,
anything
right
wrong."
on.
Got a couple jets pull up next to him. Give
Pointing
him a
him
good
to go
escort
down.
back.
Dude, that'd have been crazy.
Yeah, that's
oh
awesome.
my
That's-
gosh.
Have you witnessed any I don't know, like I don't even know if you believe in like
Say it,
UFOs
say
or
it.
anything
Yeah.
like that? Like anything weird, anything suspicious?
I definitely believe there's something out there. Personally, I haven't ever been up there and really thought I seen anything extraterrestrial, but it
Yeah.
could, I think it's a possibility. But personally, I've never encountered it.
Oh man, that would have been wild.
How cool would it be like in the future? You're just like chasing UFOs like that? I don't
No,
know.
Oh.
all
No.
that crap is fake. Come on
You
now.
think so? You think it's fake? You don't
What?
believe in it?
Yeah,
how do you
it's
think
all
it's
fake.
Tell us.
That's
How would we
Just-
not know? Okay, how would we
You
not
don't believe
know?
in aliens?
And
Oh, I
aliens?
feel-
No, I do not
Bro,
believe in
I
aliens.
feel okay. So I feel like they have that technology, quote unquote. Aliens do have that technology where they could like literally just blink from existence, right? So they probably have some type of stealth on us. That, or from what Joe Rogan has theorized, that they're already among us. We're like some of us just might be clones. Of
do you
an
do you
alien
believe that,
race.
Zach? Do you believe like we're living like amongst like alien forms that
Or aliens are living
they're
amongst
hiding?
us?
Yeah.
Wow, I've never heard that theory before, but I definitely think it's a possibility. Have you ever seen that movie, The Watchmen?
The Watchmen.
I
Sounds
have
you know
not.
familiar.
where-
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, where there's like aliens running around
No,
and they're living
that
amongst
sounds
the people. It could be similar to
Kinda-
that.
Yep.
kind
There's
of
been
like
a
Men
cou-
in Black.
Yeah, but not to that degree. That's
No, yeah, not to the point where you have to
cockroaches,
smack.
bro.
Yeah, no, you have to smash.
That's like
Shoot
alien
'em.
times 10, like dramatic.
Yeah, that stuff's fun though.
I definitely
Fun to
think they have
watch.
some technology over our understanding. They can probably just put a force field around us so we can never see them.
Well, they're saying that the government definitely has like UFO like crafts that they
Oh,
like
yeah.
try to like re-engineer from like back from the 1950s.
You mean
that they've
reverse
collected.
engineer?
My bad. Yes, thank you. Reverse
Yeah.
engineer back from like the 1950s that they collected and whatnot. Stuff
Yeah.
in the
It kinda
trenches.
makes
Whether they do or
sense.
not, I don't know. But
It
The
kind of
whole
makes
area.
sense with how, exponential our aircraft and everything has
Mhm.
gone.
Yeah. So like, what's the type of aircraft that you're flying right now though? Like, do you
So
think
right
you
now
can
I
keep up with
fly-
UFO?
Depends
Probably
on the
not
UFO,
even
man.
close.
No, anyway, really
See,
no.
what I'm thinking that you're flying right now is like back in the like World War II planes, like where they're just like metal, like they don't even have a hood on top. Like that's what I'm thinking, like
What?
propeller.
You think he's flying a dog fighter?
I don't know. Man. That's what I'm thinking. That's what like comes up in my head when I envision that.
Yeah, you should look it up. A Cessna 172. That's what I usually fly.
Okay, and that's the propeller in the front, right? That I've
Right,
seen your.
yep.
See,
Snapchat
yeah,
story.
that was pretty close.
Yeah, but it's not like it doesn't have a hood on it. He's not dodging Japanese.
He's like dodging birds. Oh shit! That almost hit me.
He doesn't have to wear the goggles like Amelia Earhart.
He's got the leather helmet.
Yeah, he's got a headset. He showed me. It's like a headset, like ours with the mic and everything.
Do you have that? Can we bring that up here or no? You don't.
I mean, he's got. Do you have it with you or no? Is it out in your car?
It's out in my car.
Oh, okay.
No, I was talking about the picture itself.
No, it's on my phone.
Oh, well, I'll show it. If you don't mind me showing
Yeah.
all the listeners of yours, like I'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, a picture of him in the cockpit. Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't think
fun.
I've seen it yet.
Yeah, you should
No,
do that.
'cause
Have
he sent them all to me.
Have either of you been on a commercial jet before?
Not a jet,
Not
but
a
like
jet,
a
no.
plane. Yeah, I've been on. Well, I've been on a plane a couple of times because I used to do this whole like traveling thing. Like it was like a company that they did that. Like travel and get paid was their slogan. And so for these big events, we took like my buddy and I flew out to see them. So that's the most. And I ask about you jumping out of a plane because I have, and it was an experience.
Yeah, tell me about that, dude. Where was that at?
Haven't you jumped out of a plane more than once, right? Or no?
No, that was Jake. Jake did it like 2 or 3
Oh.
times. But this next time I jump out of a plane, I'm gonna go solo. Nobody on my back, bro. And I'm just gonna jump out with just a parachute. With
I
Jake
thought you had to
and-
have so many jumps before you could do that.
They have like 6-hour classes that they take. They show you what positions to roll into. They put you in an air tube. And
Are you sure you're that confident, Tim? We
Oh
don't wanna
yeah.
lose
Yeah,
you,
because
man.
we need you for this podcast.
We
dude.
need you for this podcast, Tim. You gotta be
I
here,
won't.
man.
I'll get training, trust me. But no, let me tell you about the. So it was exciting. My buddy Jake and I, we've been best friends since like 8th grade, and so we went on this like it was something on my bucket list. Go skydive. It's something I wrote down in my notes on RuneScape. True story, and Jake, he just one day calls me up and it's like, "Hey, dude, want to go skydiving?" We just planned it out. It was somewhere in, I think, like Ohio. I don't remember where, but it was about like 3 hours away from where we lived. And on our way there, we were just like kind of like overthinking everything. Like, you're jumping out of a plane, anything could happen. So our best coping mechanism at the time was like rolling a blunt and then smoking it. So like by the time we get to the place, we're just kind of like Snoop Dogg, all relaxed.
Bro, I
honey
feel like
boo,
that would
how
make-
it do?
I feel like that would make me more paranoid.
No,
Smoking a
we
blunt
weren't.
beforehand.
Like
Fuck
we were,
that.
we were chill, and so by the time we get in there, I brought my GoPro and everything with me, but they told me I couldn't fly it because they have their own GoPros that go on the pilots or the jumpers.
It's more money for them.
Yeah, more money.
for them.
And so it was like $200 to jump and like $50+ for the GoPro. Like, and he took pictures, but you could get a professional cameraman for $150 to jump out with you guys and pretty much panoramic around you the
What?
whole time.
They
Yeah,
have that?
yeah.
I
And
didn't know
Jake
that was
did
an
that.
actual
Jake
job.
did that once. Yeah, he did it when we were doing the World Ventures. He had his "You should be here" sign up in the air. Oh,
Can you imagine? I put that as one of my services for my company.
what panoramic from the sky?
Panoramic shots from the sky.
Jump
It's
out of a plane.
"Sir, have you had any experience? It might not be really like stable panoramic. I might be doing like flips. 'Cause
So wait, are you doing houses like this? You're gonna jump over somebody's house and be like, just like
I mean,
in your house, like from 15,000 feet in the air.
it'd be a good start to the video.
Oh man, but no. When we got to the station, they get us these lame jumpsuits. I felt really weird putting on this jumpsuit, like almost
You did look
It
pretty
was-
funny.
It was weird, and it smelled. But anyway, we get into the plane. I'm like the second person off, and the person that was like before me was like just turned 18, and he was like so nervous. Like he was the first one off. He just turned 18, so he's like, you know, the door opens. You just feel that gust of wind pushes against you,
Ooh,
and
I'd be
this
so
kid.
nervous.
I'm not trying to say this because of what he was redhead, so like you could see all the colors like leaving his face. You know, he was so nervous. Like he was not just pale white just because he was, you know, a ginger, but he was like extra pale at this
Turn
moment.
like Casper,
because-
friendly ghost.
Yeah, like you could just see, but like once you jump out of the plane, you just feel that wind go away, and then it, you know, hits you again because you're like falling.
Oh, bro, free
And
falling.
then it's just weightlessness. Have you experienced weightlessness in your yeah. So it's like that feeling you get, but then it goes away because I tell everybody just scream, yeah.
How fast does it go away? Because that right there, I would shit myself right behind the
Well,
dude
as
behind
quick as you yell, as fast, like the minute you jump out and you're stationary and you're going, yeah, that's when all that butterfly feelings comes out for me. But then in the pictures that, you know, we could show, I was looking around because I was observing my whole horizon, you know, the what you call it, the curvature of the Earth, because the Earth isn't flat. So yeah, that's right.
You're
The
not a flat
curvature-
earther?
Thank God. I don't know if we could be friends anymore if you were a flat earther.
We'd stop the
But,
podcast
like-
right now.
Yeah. So it was just amazing. And like, you know, and once he hit the parachute and we went up, then like everything, like you feel that slight, you know, that jerk feeling of the parachute, like, and then it's just slow cruising. And in that point, like in the picture, you can see where I'm like holding my mouth, like my hand over my mouth, because it was so, I don't know, mesmerizing.
Yeah, the
Like
feeling
it
was
was,
just
it was,
unreal.
it was so like, yeah, beautiful. I was just like I gasped, and you could see my hand going over my mouth, and like if there was a tear in my eye, you could probably see it fly off.
I would,
But like it was so beautiful, and like I said, we could show the pictures up, and yeah, it was amazing.
What do you say, dude? We do that for me, just because I'm so scared of jumping out. I feel like I
Yeah,
would be
I'll
crying
get
the
a
whole
hold.
way
I'll
down.
get a hold of Jake, and if you want to do it with us, Zach, you could.
We should all do it this summer.
I would love to do
We
that.
should.
Yeah, for real. Like it is.
Oh
It's
my
an
God.
experience, and I think there's one in Tecumseh. You can jump
There's-
into Tecumseh. Yep. There's
I
one
don't know
right
if I
by you.
trust that. I feel like I'd rather like go to Ohio when they're more experienced. I don't know.
Is it because Logan Paul's from Ohio? You think everybody from Ohio?
No, I feel like the ones they offer at Cedar Point, like I feel like they're legit. I don't know.
Cedar Point. I've never been to Cedar Point.
You've never been to Cedar Point?
I mean, not the skydiving thing.
Oh, I always see people parachuting off there every time.
I don't know how
Really?
expensive that would be. The place
Yeah.
Jake and I went to
Yep.
was like $200.
I would assume it's the same. I'm pretty sure I called before because my dad wanted to do it one time,
Oh,
and
really?
it's about like $250, somewhere around that price
You
range.
talk him out of it?
No, like I just he wanted to do it. I didn't want to. I was like, screw
How-
that.
How high do they take you up?
So
I'm not sure.
when I did it, I wanted to go up as high as possible, but that's not up to me. It took us up about I think 15 or 14,000 feet in the air.
Wait,
so you're in the clouds.
14?
Okay,
14 to
So the-
15,000 feet. Yeah.
so the max you can go without oxygen. You didn't use oxygen.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they took you right
Is-
up to the top.
Yeah, and oh man, it only lasts about like I think when you're falling about a minute and 30 seconds.
Wait, so are you saying that like around that like elevation they're gonna start needing like air or something or what? Oxygen?
If you go higher than that, everyone has to have oxygen available. Legally.
Oh, I didn't
And-
know that. So
and you
that
didn't
makes
feel
sense.
any kind of I don't know anything at all when you were out there?
No, I breathed just fine. It was just cold, like a little cold,
Uh-huh.
you know, because you're further away from the ground. There's not much, you know, in the way of like,
Wow, 15,000 feet.
oh yeah, dude. Like in the picture, you can see me like I'm holding onto the straps because the guy he tells you to hold on to the straps and then like tuck your head back into his neck crook, you know, where his neck and shoulders,
Yeah.
you know, like you tuck your head back there so you look kind of stupid. but that's just so you don't get whiplash from like
Your neck doesn't break on the way down.
my arms are just limp flying.
What happened to Tim? I think he passed out.
Yeah, so you tuck your head back, and then he jumps, and then you do like, and then there's a picture of me. I want to put it up right here of me like spread eagle, bro. And you see the plane, the little tiny plane in the distance, and I'm just freaking spread eagle flying, dude. Like falling, bro. It was amazing.
Dude, have they ever told you that like any have they have any experiences like people pissing on themselves or anything? Or no?
No, but Jake nearly died on his first jump.
Oh, nearly died.
Yeah, like the parachutes. You're the guys are supposed to fold them, and then his parachute got all tangled up when he pulled it, and so Jake's instructor was like flailing his feet to like there's a way to like turn your body. His instructor was flailing his feet so he would like their bodies would turn enough to like untangle the parachute that was caught up above them.
I did hear about that. I remember now.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Insane.
So with that said, like, are you still willing to go with us this summer? Yeah, you're in, man. You can't back out now.
You ever
signed the blood
pilot at all?
Did I?
Like, was he an old pilot, young pilot? Had he been doing that a while?
Oh man, see, that's where I didn't even think about it. I was so focused on like my buddy and I in that experience, I didn't ask a whole lot of questions. Like I was just like so excited to get in the air, and then like I didn't know I was going to be the second one off because like my buddy Jake was like he was across from me, and I was like standing wise like before we got on the plane. We thought we were going to go on at the same time, but I went into like the first, and then I stopped. Like I was first or second, and then my buddy was like eighth. Like he was in the back, pretty much.
So would that be something you'd be interested in, Zach? Like flying, like those planes to like for people to jump out of, like or
yeah, dude. I think I am interested in that. I was gonna say, how big was the plane that you flew? Because that would be like something that I would love to do. A real interaction with people, bringing enjoyment to life, being a pilot.
Yeah,
that's what I'd love.
I think it held about, if I'm remembering correctly, about 12 people. So I don't know the specifics to mechs and stuff on the size of the plane, but it can hold about 12 people relatively comfortably. It was kind of weird because
how many people were there, like including the pilot?
So if it was 12 people, well, actually, hold on. I don't know. Like, oh my God, because we were doing tandem jumps. That's where you get an instructor on your back. And I didn't have to sit on his lap until the very end, which was weird.
You had to sit on his lap.
I sat on the floor ahead of, like, in front of him. But then when we were getting closer to the stop, he's like, all right, you're going to have to sit on my lap. So he could, like, strap us in and,
what if you're like, whoa, coach?
He like doesn't reach around.
You're getting a little excited,
advantage of you.
He's the only one. He's the only one sitting on his lap.
He's like groaning in my ear. Oh yeah.
Jake's like, Tim, what are you doing? Get off his lap, you weirdo.
But no, okay. So wait, I'm trying to think. I really don't know because, like I said, 12 people. That's including the jumper, like with our instructors with us. So like, I don't know, it probably held about 16, I guess.
16 people.
16 to 12 people, I think.
Wow. And did you watch the plane after you jumped out?
I tried, but like I could only look back so far because like he leveled us out relatively quick. Like you can see where I'm talking back and I'm trying to look, and then I did the spread eagle thing once the plane was already gone.
Because I've heard once those jumpers jump out the plane, the pilot does an emergency descent and beats the jumpers to the ground.
Oh, really?
So that he doesn't have a chance of hitting them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that. So he just
say that again.
He nosedived?
Yeah, as far as I know, as soon as they jump out and everyone's out, they nosedive. They go straight emergency descent at the ground.
Like, to me that doesn't make sense. Wouldn't he just keep going straight so he wouldn't, because we're going down, so why would the pilot go down with us? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's a good question. I imagine he gets out 500 1,000 feet, and then he's able to drop as soon as you guys pull your chute. he'll be way lower than you will be.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they
at that
start
time we're
sucking in the propellers. They suck in air. I'm pretty sure, and if your parachute is close enough, zoom, and you're stuck in there. And you're gone.
God, dude, I can't imagine. That'd be a
I'm pretty
horrible
sure that's
experience.
why.
Oh no. Okay, so like what I've heard with that, like when you're about to jump, they don't want you hitting the back of the wing. So they they tilt the plane in an angle. That way when we jump out, we're not hitting anything. Like they tilt it. I heard. I guess.
Okay,
That's what
they
I've
kind of
heard.
go wing high, so you don't have a chance.
Yeah.
To hit it.
Yeah, so like you don't have a chance of hitting the back wing.
Does that make sense? No.
Yeah,
Knowing
I think
what
that
you
would
know.
be
Yeah.
that would be smart.
Yeah. Good deal.
Do you
is it
remember
getting
the
close
takeoff on that?
the takeoff? It
Yes,
was
I remember
kind
my
of
first time like taking off in a little plane. It was a little scary, right?
yeah, it was definitely rocky for sure. Like, like you feel every bump. And I was sitting on the floor, so it wasn't like I had anything to hold on to. And so like when it what propellers sound like as they're speeding up. So
Yeah,
like
dude.
it was rocky, it was bumpy, and then once we lift off, you feel the force pushing on you. And then we get, when you finally ascend, that's when you don't feel it anymore. But I was
Yeah, I'm a
I
lot
was
more
looking out
comfortable with it now. But just like
Mhm.
taking off that first time and like looking out, being off the ground, like man, did I just have butterflies everywhere.
Really.
Wait, I have a quick question. So you're doing your aviation. Does that also include helicopters, or is that a different set of license?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. So with my airplane licensing, if I want to fly an airplane into the water, that's a different license. If I want to fly a helicopter, that's a different license. So I'd have to go
Mhm.
get training to do that. But
Oh,
I could
Wow.
do it.
So there's like multiple categories out there for flying license.
Right. There's
That's
gliders
crazy.
too, which they just kind of glide in the sky.
Mhm.
Or
Have you
like the
ever done anything
ultralights.
like that? Have you done any gliding or?
I have never been in a glider, but I've been in an ultralight, which is like it's like a go-kart with a parachute type of deal. If you've ever seen something
Oh,
Oh,
like
you're
that.
talking about the ones with the
wow.
giant fans in the back? The giant
Yeah,
fans?
yeah.
Oh, dude, we see those by we see those by our house every time.
Yep.
You got-
Those are
That's
fun. Those are fun. I've been in one.
How safe are
wow.
those? How safe are those?
I, as far as I know, they're pretty safe because they can land in a lot shorter than any plane, and if they lose their engine, they just slowly glide down. So they're pretty safe, as far as I know. Safer
Okay.
than an airplane.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Airplanes are pretty
And you said
crazy.
you got to have some kind of license just to fly that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you interested in any other planes or like aircrafts?
I'm really interested in getting my seaplane license and taking people on fishing trips in Alaska and stuff. Through the bush.
Wow.
I
Oh,
would love to do
That's
that.
wow.
amazing.
That's awesome. That
So
would be
how did that come up? How'd you envision that? Did you end up going to a trip to Alaska once or what?
No, I've never been to Alaska, but I always, I watch YouTube and a lot of places that you can fish in Alaska and get to, it's only accessible by plane, which
Yeah,
is really
yeah.
interesting to me, right? It's like, dang, I need my pilot's license to get there.
Yeah,
Nice.
that is so cool. You'd be worldwide, dude. Alaska's beautiful. So quickly here, I drew a sketch of a plane of Zack, and this is something. Do you envision
Oh
yourself?
boy.
Yeah, do you envision yourself flying in a plane like this?
What the hell is that, Hash bro? Tell me why he's like underwater.
No, that's
It
the
looks-
sky. That's the sky.
Oh, that's the sky? Looks
Yeah,
like a,
yeah.
It looks like a submarine, bro.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my nunchuck here. All right. So
What's the red?
this
My machine gun?
that's a missile.
Right.
Like you see the fins here. That's a missile in case you were to shoot it.
And
okay.
Can you see my laser
in
pointer?
case
Can you see that?
like runs into some Russians or what?
Yeah, you never know. Like his cockpit, dude. He's going Mach, 7, if anything. It's obviously it's Zach. You could tell.
Well, like Tom
7.
Cruise can go Mach 7.
Yeah, and yeah. Do you envision yourself flying a, what did we say it was a F-16, F-18?
Yes, I
Or
will fly an F-18 just for you.
Wow.
Oh yes.
If
I'm
it
gonna
looks
take you for
anything
a
like
ride in it
that,
one day.
if it looks anything like that, just God bless, man. God bless.
God bless.
Yeah,
I
you
just
gotta
hope
be
that you
nice
know
in
how to
person.
hit the eject button.
By the way, this is a sketch I drew like literally, I think, 30 minutes before you guys joined. A few minutes before he joined, because he joined right at 5, and I was just kind of doodling, and I'm like, I'll share this. This looks pretty good.
That'd be cool. See if you can ever take some GoPro footage in the air. That'd be awesome. I don't know if you're allowed to or not. I mean, I'm assuming since you text and fly anyway, so yeah, we won't tell. We won't tell. We won't tell. Don't worry, your instructor will never see this video.
We hope.
We hope. No.
I'm gonna show it to him.
All right.
Throw yourself under the bus. That's even better.
Oh man. So you
No,
want to
but-
go out to Alaska? That's amazing. Like, do you know anybody in Alaska, or do you just want to go fishing out there? Because
Do you even know how to fish?
I know how to fish like a little bit, but it'd be more taking like, people who are professional fishers. They're on a fishing trip in Alaska. It'd be more
So
my
I'm
job.
I'm getting the vibe that you just want to like
Be a
make
chauffeur.
like the Uber.
No. Like
Uber
making
pilot.
people satisfied. Give them that satisfaction.
So prostitute.
Wow.
Except without sexual favors. I mean,
Jeez.
I mean, unless you're wanting to throw that out there while you're out there in the sky, that's up to you. More money to you.
More money to you. No.
Yeah, I
like-
would prefer to be more like one-on-one with people rather than like an airline full of people.
Oh, okay.
You'd be more comfortable with that.
Yeah, I'd be more comfortable with that.
Do you know on average how much pilots make like from airline? Do you know like their salaries?
I know that their salaries just increased a lot. They're starting at like $100 an hour right now.
Oh, they
Their
get paid
salaries-
hourly.
They've been boosted by about 50% in the last like year or so.
Yeah, it's a risky job.
I didn't know that. I thought they got paid like salary wage, not hourly
I
rate.
think a lot of entry level pilots get on the hourly because it just depends on how many hours they fly.
Oh,
Like if they're a better pilot, I'm sure they get more hours.
and
Right.
and do they get paid as in like you said an entry fee? But is there like different levels to it? Like I don't know. I'm probably gonna say like military, like the corporal, or I don't know.
Yeah, so there's first officer, which is the co-pilot, and then there's the captain. And then
Mhm.
there's like, so you'll get first officer, first year pay, and it usually goes up by year. So
Okay.
your first
So they go by
officer,
military
second
ranking.
year pay.
It's pretty similar to military ranking, I would assume.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
every year, you kind of get a boost. So
Yeah, it's like
Nice.
seniority stuff. Like if
Right.
you get somebody in there for 15 years,
So I would say I'm about a captain or a lieutenant over at my job.
You're definitely a captain.
Yes.
still gonna be paid like a recruit.
I'm getting paid like worse than a recruit, bro. I'm paying them
Oh.
at this point as much as I do for them.
yeah, dude, the airlines are so in need that they're like, if I chose a place I wanted to go work right now and I committed to it, I could start building my seniority now, even though I'm still in training. That's how
Oh,
like in need they
wow.
are of pilots.
Wow.
They're offering some
Damn,
crazy.
I should have done that. That
You
sounds
should
dumb as
recruit
shit.
us, man. We're down to fly.
Oh,
Fly
dude, we'll be
Top
like
Gun.
do formation flying. Yeah.
So let's say like somebody out there, like little Timmy, he's passionate about flying, doing commercial airlining at some point in the future. What advice would you give little Timmy? Like
What?
for the long road, like to pursue
long
his
road?
career, yeah.
Like, yeah, okay.
I would just tell
Yeah.
him to look at every option before you get started. Like there's so many different programs in different states. Like it depends on where you live. You could even go move and do a program. Like just look at all the options. I didn't do that when I first
Mhm.
started, and I wish I would have. Just look at all the
Oh.
options, man. There's so many options out there. So many different grants and places to get money and scholarships,
Wow.
especially right now when pilots are in need. So
So you say you didn't
before
take
you commit.
those options. You didn't do your research. Why? What do you regret about it?
Well, the program I first started out in, I wish I was at where I'm at now here in Michigan. I ended up moving back to Michigan here. I was going to a flight school in Colorado. I just didn't love it. I didn't love the program and the pace that it was.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I just didn't do my research enough to know, like, I should have known that that's what it was going to be like. So
Okay.
that's why I say just do your research a little bit more, man. Don't make a
So,
mistake like I did.
so what was it out there that you didn't like? Like,
Compared to the program here in Michigan.
yeah, what was that program then?
It was just a little bit different. It was really, really expensive, but
Mm-hmm.
it was completely all on their schedule. So I had like no say on what I did at what time. Where here in
Oh,
Michigan, I book all my flights, I book all my tests, I do all my studying with my
nice.
instructor when I
Oh,
need to.
nice.
It's all up to me. I book all of it on what times I want it, what days I want it.
Wow, that
That's
sounds
like,
great.
yeah, that's perfect.
Like I
fit
said,
for
the
you.
Uber driver of planes or Uber flights.
That's why I said, man,
Uber
look at all those
flights.
options because there's some pretty good options out there for flight school.
Could you imagine an Uber driver, like not like Uber
Uber
flights?
flyer. Uber
Yeah,
flyer.
Uber flyer. Would you like consider doing that?
Are
Like
you gonna be
maybe
the
make
first one to start that business or what?
Wow, that's a good idea, guys.
Damn.
That'd
Like a
Yeah,
private
be
jet
awesome.
company for Uber.
yeah. There you go, dude. I wonder how much that would cost, though. You know, like
No.
some Uber drivers to drive, 10 blocks is like $10 or $15.
All
Could
right,
you
talking about
imagine
15, 10, 15
ordering
grand.
like I don't know, helicopters? You know how in GTA 5 you could get like a helicopter pickup?
You
Can you
can
just
you can do
imagine
that in
him
real
fly?
life too. Obviously, they won't pick you up in the middle of the road, like in
Right.
downtown. You know,
You just go to a port or something and just Uber flights takes you to, the next city over. That's like,
I would assume it's about like 10 grand for that. Like if
I
you were
think
to
so.
order one, yeah, I would assume.
There
That
are
makes
pilots
sense.
out there that they specialize in just flying all sorts of aircraft, and they pick up like new aircraft or aircraft being sold and fly it to new owners.
Oh, okay. Have you
Oh, okay.
have you flown anything other than your propeller plane?
I've
Or
flown a Seminole, which is a multi-engine, but there's just a double propeller plane. I've not
so
flown a
instead
jet
of
yet.
oh man.
Hmm. And what do you
Okay.
think is your next plane that you're gonna fly?
The next plane that I'm gonna fly, the next plane I'll fly will be a DA-20, or a DA-40, which will be another propeller one. But after that, I hope to move into a
So
turboprop, which is a
are you
jet.
saying it's gonna have 3 propellers instead of 2 now, or what do you mean?
No. It'll be
I was gonna
one
say.
propeller.
Oh,
But I'm hoping after another year here, once I get my commercial, I'll be eligible to go work. So I'll be hopefully finding a job where I'm flying a jet or
That's
working
awesome.
towards that Alaska job, right?
Oh, okay. Oh man, I had a question I wanted to ask. Man, it was something to where it's coming, it's going. It was something to do with planes.
brainstorm, Tim. Brainstorm.
It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. It's like, have you ever it left. It left. It was at the top. It was at the tip of my tongue, and then I just
He forgot to take his alpha brain.
I
Excuse my friend.
did. I was
Dang, Hash
I was
Brown.
editing. But
I
man,
probably
what was I
have.
gonna say? Probably have what?
Whatever you're gonna say, I probably have.
He's done it.
No, okay. I remember. So, do you know much history about aerial like stuff, like in plane history, or like the inventions?
Like somebody he looks up to, like Tom Cruise, or
Do you have any idols?
Dude, Amelia Earhart is my idol. Are you kidding?
Okay.
Who's
What-
Amelia
Yeah.
Earhart? I don't know
Okay,
who
so
that is.
Marco, he doesn't pay attention to history class.
Dude, I failed history. Flat out failed. I'm not gonna lie.
So, like, are you for real? Like, Amelia Earhart inspired you to
Wait,
jump behind?
guys, they're like kind of like give me some
So-
knowledge. Who's Amelia
so-
Earhart?
Amelia Earhart is the first woman pilot, right?
Yeah,
And
she's
she's
like the
flown
first woman pilot to fly across the Atlantic
Antarctic.
Ocean and fly around.
So you're saying
Yeah.
the first pilot in general, or just
Female.
the first female pilot?
Female.
Okay,
That
Yeah,
flew
yeah.
from like Europe
Nice.
to America or something
Okay.
like that.
and she's your
Right?
big
Something
idol.
like that.
I believe she got
Yeah.
lost in the Bermuda Triangle and they never found her.
Oh
Eventually.
shit!
That's what they say. That's what they say.
I didn't
that's
know
what
that
they
was the
say.
conclusion. So
That's why
she's probably UFO, bro.
No, because in the
prob-
Bermuda Triangle, you lose all signal, everything. It's just
Oh, that's
it's
right.
just it's a
Aliens.
forbidden area. You can't go there. Or you'll
Area
get-
Yeah,
51.
yeah.
Compasses start pulling weird and all sorts of stuff happens out there.
We need to go
Yeah.
for a video, YouTube video, Bermuda Triangle, 24
Zach, are you
hours.
gonna take us? Are you looking to take us?
Nah, he won't be able to get
He's
out.
like, I don't know, man.
Dude, no,
I
we
don't
might
have a
end
death
up. We
wish.
might end up in Japan. There's been stories I've heard about the Bermuda Triangle where like people fly through it, like before they knew what it was, they'd fly through it and come out like on the other side of the world, like near Japan.
So is that like aerial rules 101? Like never go to the Bermuda Triangle?
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
boating, like boats sink there, everything
Oh,
bad
wow.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
never
seriously
knew.
didn't know that?
I had no idea, man.
You didn't know about the Bermuda Triangle?
I live in the
Do you even
Dude.
know what Area
bro. I
51
live
is?
in a little town of like
So
I
does
live out in
he.
the desert.
Do you know what the VR experience is?
What is that? What is that? Do they even exist?
Hey, speaking of existing, I wanted to get into the topic.
Yeah.
This is apart from flying and everything, but we were editing a Breachers video, right? So, like he said, Breachers is a game like Rainbow Six, really similar, but this man has the poopiest Wi-Fi wherever he goes. It just follows him. So his footage
Yeah.
was really pixelated. Now, the thing is, I wanted to, because we have another channel. It's the channel that sponsors this channel. It's called the Faded Fan Bros. It's basically
Yeah.
where we
it
game
out.
together. Now, what I wanted
Subtle
to do
plug.
was small
Small
plug.
plug.
Well, what I wanted to do was
I'll leave it in the description, Mac.
all right. What I wanted to do is play another game that just came out. I don't know if you're familiar with the Outlast games. You don't know Outlast, like where there's like a bunch of naked people running around an asylum trying to kill you, and you have like a camera that goes like night vision mode. You're just running around.
It's a horror game. It's
Very
a
scary.
first person
Very
horror
scary.
game. Yep.
Not my
at that
type
fir-
of game.
I believe in the first couple of Outlast, you start in the asylum, right? Like some kind of asylum.
you're in an asylum.
It's so much fun, super scary if you're into that.
Yeah. I
Nope,
couldn't finish
not
it. I
into
was
scary
that
stuff.
scared. But anyway, there's a new game that came out called Outlast Trials, and I was thinking Hash Brown, King Mac, Flex, and Mr. Vinny could play.
Oh,
Dude,
and my
because
brother.
It's not on
Hey.
Oculus.
And Zach. What about Zach? Maybe
yes,
he's a gamer.
Zach.
He's a gamer. He's
Look at
a
his setup,
PC
bro.
gamer, bro.
He's got a snowball just like you, dude.
Oh, you
Wait,
do?
when
That's
you say
that's how we
setup,
can
I
hear.
don't see a setup. I just see his room. Oh,
he
there.
does have a
Okay, there is a
snowball.
snowball. Yep.
Well, obviously we're looking through his like, dude. He's got dual monitors. He's got mounts to it and everything.
Do you?
You should have been here when we were setting up. Like he was
Do
setting
you-
up his whole setup.
Do you
Like-
mind like sending us a picture after the podcast so I can put it up on the screen, like to show the audience? Yeah,
I can do that.
see what you got. That'd be sweet.
Oh, it's so funny.
But
Well,
yes.
obviously- So you
Oh,
wanted
sorry.
to-
But like the footage that we recorded for Breachers was on the Oculus, and that was like Oculus is still kind of like updating itself, so the recording
Still
system's
new,
pretty bad, pretty garbage. But like,
graphics wise.
yeah. But this one is on the computer, so like we know everything about the computer, how to record and set up and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
the
you
game
wouldn't
is
have any
very,
issues.
very scary. It is very scary. Like
I'd be down to play it,
I would be down as well.
even
And
though
whether it's with Zach or I really want Vinny there. I would love Vinny there. He would make everything. But if we couldn't get him, like someone like Zach or anybody else that we could get, because it's a
That'd be
4-player
great.
game.
So segueing from that, if we do this, you cannot burn out on it
Ah,
a week. A week
I didn't
later.
burn out. I didn't burn out. That's the thing. You think I burned out, but that footage is unusable. There's just too much.
Not
It's
true, dude.
unusable
Too
content.
pixelated.
I made 5 or 4 minutes and 30 seconds of decent content. Like it was of us having a good time, being funny. Like in the first couple of rounds, you remember we were all comparing sizes of our guns.
Pretty much what. pretty much what Mac is saying is that there won't be any excuses with this footage because it's going to be recorded in PC
I hope not.
and not in our
Yeah.
Oculus.
Because like
even
I
though
see
we
what you're
didn't
saying.
win, we
Yeah, I
still had
know.
a good time.
It was really my complaining that killed my mood during the thing. And on top of that, like when you guys were
That's bad.
like doing the skit at the bar, it was so bad. I did not want to use that. That was embarrassing.
I used it. It was great. I put country music in it and everything. It was.
And you
freaking
also
hilarious.
have to be willing to let Tim, if he wants to, edit the video, so he can you could do 2 edits at the same time. If Tim,
I mean, I'd be down because dude, that game is badass.
Yeah,
and trust
yeah.
me. I mean, I probably wouldn't finish it, but you guys would be amazing. For sure.
He's saying that he
Oh.
wouldn't finish it, as in like he would quit, but like 30 minutes in or something because he's that scared of it.
So
I'd be hiding behind the trunk.
It would be very difficult unless we do it during this time of day with Colt because he works third.
Dude,
would love to.
the whole purpose of the game to do it at night.
I know.
Nighttime is
but I
where
can't-
the game is.
What about
I know.
Memorial Day?
immersing.
I have. Well, no, I don't. I don't work Monday.
You don't work Monday. It's
Yes!
Memorial Day. We could do it.
No, I don't work Monday. They normally like Amazon. They don't care if you work.
So are you
Monday
saying
through
Sunday
Sunday.
night? Sunday night works.
Right?
Maybe because listen, I have roommates. Alexis likes her sleep. She doesn't like scary games. I don't like scary games. So if she's gonna hear me screaming and crying, she's gonna be witnessing it.
Ask her if she's willing to go to an apartment for that night.
What? Sleep out in the living room for a couple hours?
Why
I
not?
mean, maybe I could ask her that.
Because I'll talk to Vinny. I'll call him right after this, and we'll get something set up. Because I know his schedule's a little weird.
You're gonna have to ask his wife, really.
Are
never
you
mind.
interested, Zach, at all? Like, are you wanting?
Sorry about
do this or
ignoring
no?
you. Our
Yeah,
guest. We took over.
Yeah. We got a little excited.
Dude, I'm interested. What's it called? Outlast?
Outlast
Yeah,
Trials.
he's got Steam. You got keyboard and all that.
That
You
was
play
gonna
on
steal
keyboard.
it.
Do you think we
Yeah,
can do a
that's
little
cool.
trailer here for the audience, or no? Or do you think it would like?
Yeah,
I think- I
Pop
think-
it up. Pop it up, Hash Brown.
Wait,
I'll get
hold on.
my third screen ready. So
You
just
don't
in
think
case,
that would?
we should switch
would
out.
be
We
like
should switch out the
copyright?
layout.
No.
No, switch out the layout,
right.
dude. We don't
Let's
get paid
do-
for this.
He's right.
All right. Fine. Fuck me then. Oh, hey,
Go
man.
Hey.
whoever's gonna screen share should go up there on the podium.
Oh, okay. I will. I'll screen share it.
You want screen share? All right.
Yeah,
Make sure
yeah.
you get your settings back.
Just make
Hey, Zach,
sure
can you
because
see
we're
me?
gonna
I'm
be.
way over here.
I can see you.
Oh, perfect.
Make sure you keep your angle towards us because we're gonna be using
Yeah.
your angle.
All right. Let me. Yeah, I didn't even have it pulled up. I got to get my. It's gonna talk for a minute. Like ask questions because it's gonna take me a second.
Yeah.
to-
So what kind of games are you into? Is that, like, are you a big gamer or is that
Yeah,
or is
I
it
like
just
to
a
play-
hobby?
I honestly like to play Microsoft Flight Sim a lot.
What is it?
Microsoft
Simulator.
Yes, I was gonna ask that, but I'm glad you mentioned it. Go ahead, Marco.
I've never played that before. What is it? Just like a normal
It's
flight
trash.
simulator or what?
It's so bad, dude. I played it and I couldn't do anything.
Is it all Is it all like pixelated or what?
Yes.
No, it's is it? See,
The houses were-
the computer, and
Oh, wow.
it works pretty good, but
Are you-
it's like way too realistic. It's like it's really hard to fly the planes.
Yeah.
Are you doing this with like a mouse and keyboard, or are you actually using like a joystick or something?
I use it on the keyboard and mouse here, but I'm about to get a yoke because I think it'll be a lot easier. Like a thing.
Oh, like an
Uh,
actual pilot, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was
That's awesome.
flying. I was doing the flight simulator and I flew directly into my house and it looked like crap. Like it was so pixelated. It was trash.
Can you guys hear that or no?
Like I was in my backyard, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, once
So-
you get like onto the ground, it's not super detailed, but like if you're flying at 10,000 feet, it looks pretty real. Like it would be if you
Yeah.
were in a plane.
Nice. And you spend a lot of your free time like playing that game. That's the only
Yeah,
game you
that
play,
or like
really, or
Apex Legends.
Hey, you're into Apex? He's one of us. One of us.
All right,
Dude,
boys, feast your
I'm
eyes.
addicted to Apex Legends. I gotta lay off that game. Oh, you're screen sharing.
Is this the right
Yeah. Put it full screen.
8 days ago? I was just double checking on timestamp wise. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. Let me know. You don't hear anything?
No, it's
We
fine. We'll
do
edit
not
it
hear
in.
anything. Yeah.
No,
We'll edit
it's
it.
fine. Hold on, wait. If I do this, just try not to talk because
Okay.
it's gonna.
We'll stay quiet.
Because this is why I normally mute it.
For everybody, for just our listeners only, we're about to play the Outlast Trials, the early access trailer. So
Yes. All right. So bear with me. Don't say anything.
You'll be reborn.
I can hear it.
For what I want to create, I need somebody who's not going to be missed when they vanish. I need somebody who knows they deserve to suffer.
Oh my!
I need somebody who can withstand anything. I need a nobody. But what I got was you. And when I see what you are capable of, I think you might be the one that shows this miserable world what freedom really means.
What did you think?
Now, why did you think about that?
Dude,
Oh.
fire.
He, our doctor, reacts the scariest outlaw.
Join large-scale battles with...
Oh, yo, they're tracking us! They're tracking us! What is this?
Look, they took your picture. They stole your
Already.
picture.
The War Thunder.
Wow! War Thunder.
Wow.
They're
man.
listening to you, Hash Brown.
Or
Oh,
get
wait.
Google. I mean
There we go.
YouTube.
Right?
Those
insane.
graphics look good, and that looks like a good game. That looks fun.
It is scary. Do you like horror games like that, or you try
I
to
don't
stay away
usually
from it?
play them, but
Dude,
I
I
like
love horror.
movies, dude.
I love horror movies, and I love playing horror games. Especially at nighttime, it's so realistic, man. It gets you so freaked out. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You ever play Five Nights at Freddy's?
I have
have
played Friday Night
On
Five Nights at
VR,
Freddy's.
bro. I played on VR. It was so scary.
I played it on my Switch. I haven't played VR yet.
I survived one day on VR. I was like pressing the buttons close and everything. And
Dude,
that
I'm
was at your
surprised.
place. Yeah.
I'm surprised you actually. Oh, you wait. On your
It was at your
Oculus?
place. Yeah, it was at your place. I think
Oh.
before I had an Oculus or something, and you gave me the Friday Nights at Freddy, and I was just like playing, and I knew how to play it. I've just never
Uh-huh.
played it before. Yeah, it was terrifying in VR because you see the little freaking duck going right in your face.
Dude, it's very immersive. If you ever like have the extra money to spend, on Oculus Quest 2 or 3 or whatever, which one?
I'd get
it's worth the
Quest
money. I'd give it a go.
Yeah, it's
But,
worth it.
I think my roommate has one. I think I'm gonna get it out and try it out.
You
Yeah.
should.
Ask him. Yeah.
I wonder if we could do Outlast just for fun, like play Outlast through our VRs, like.
Oh, wow.
Is that
yeah,
possible, or-
we could, but
With,
it would
with-
be a flat screen though. It would just be a flat
Oh,
screen.
would it?
It would also be like that's how we'd use the virtual desktop. We could
Oh yeah.
essentially, yeah.
Every time I
But
see
that-
Hash Brown, you talk about that VR, man. I want to try it.
I'm telling you, man, it's going to revolutionize the world. They're going to have them in schools. They're going to have them in obviously business, like designer businesses, like who design shoes. But yeah, I encourage you to get a VR. It's worth every penny. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely
For
the way to
sure.
go. It's gonna be the future, believe it or not. Like you gotta think all these like, we're doing a podcast here, but you gotta think during the COVID times, like business CEOs were holding their meetings in like workrooms like similar to this.
I don't know. I think they were using Zoom, but yeah.
Maybe Jeff
Well, this was
Bezos-
built.
maybe
This was
Jeff
built
Bezos
because of
was
COVID.
using this.
Oh,
so businesses
really?
could come in. Yeah, this was
Okay.
built for businesses. If you read the tutorial, you would know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. Yeah. Get it together, man.
Why are you ganging up on me?
He's the guy that shows up early for the podcast and we're giving him shit.
And on time. Oh man, it's almost 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Do we have time for more, or you want to wrap it up?
But no, we can wrap it up here. But like I said, thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for making time for this. Sorry with that. We're late.
Yeah. I want to ask real quick. I don't know. This is something that everybody usually asks at the end of podcasts. Do you have any plugs, any shout outs, anybody you want to kind of give thanks to? I don't know, for, getting you into where you're going now or anything like that?
Shout out my instructor, because he's a good instructor. Both of them, actually. So.
What's his name? What's his name?
Yeah, what's their names? Yeah.
Tucker and Alec.
Tucker and Alec.
Tucker and
All
Alec.
right.
Okay.
Give them a pat on the back.
Give him a pat on the back. And do they have like a website or some kind of like thing you want to plug in for them or anything like that?
Do you have, I don't know, any plugs that you want to talk about? What's your future goals going to be like from here on out?
Yeah, I think I talked about my goals a little bit on trying to finish up this year strong with my flight hours, and then hopefully 1 year from now I'll be eligible and then I'll start really looking for jobs.
You'll be in
Not
Alaska, bro.
exactly sure yet, but hopefully in Alaska or something similar.
Okay.
Fishing.
Yeah, so
Fishing
you're not going to be
tours.
in Amazon for next year per se. You're going to I'm never going to see Amazon after a year from now.
I don't know about that, but we'll see. I think I'll probably be done at Amazon in about a year looking for a pilot job.
Okay.
Well, you heard it here, guys.
I'll see you
Whether
again,
you're
man.
on Amazon or a shitty factory, you can make it out in the world. Be a commercial air pilot like this guy.
Or just
Take notes.
aviation, flying out to Alaska. Don't forget to fly yourself into that subscribe button.
And I love that. Oh,
Yeah, I'm leaving.
that was so bad. But anyways, thank you for joining the VR experience. Hit that
#1
like button.
podcast.
Hit the subscribe button. The #1 podcast in the Metaverse. Thank you, Zach, for joining us. It was fun, and we got a lot of learning from aviation experience.
Yeah, thank you.
Stay tuned for the next episode.